Here we are again with another year of Call of Duty. But are we on the verge of another unfinished, half-baked piece of garbage title, or will this year be different? Well, I've put in the hours playing both beta weekends along with scouring the internet for the general feeling in the community to help you make an informed decision as to whether or not to throw your hard-earned money at this year's Call of Duty title. I think it's probably important that I preface that I've played every Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4, and some titles I own on several different platforms, so I'm the kind of idiot that's supporting Activision's mission for world domination, one questionable update at a time. But let's face it, some of you do not care what I have to say, and you're just here to hopefully make you feel better about buying another COD title like you do every year. But for those of you that are genuinely unsure about buying the game, I've done my best to stay unbiased in my observations, and I hope I can help you avoid an unnecessary purchase. So let's start with the basic functions of the game. How does it run? Now, I played the beta on a PC that's starting to show signs of its age, but my PC is by no means bad. The truth is, I've lost about 30 to 40 FPS at 1440p from the year we've just had with MW3. This does raise concerns for me on how the game will run on lower end systems, and if you have anything below, say, a 2070 Super, I'd really consider upgrading if getting around 100 FPS isn't tolerable for you. I've had reports of FPS being stable on PS5 though, which is a really good sign, and very little in the way of crashes. But as far as crashes go on the PC, there's also been nothing crazy to report. A few things here and there where I was tabbing in and out of the game, and sometimes in the menu I would get issues, but that certainly isn't a Call of Duty specific issue, so this is hardly something that worries me for the full game. On a more positive note, the gameplay is something I was really impressed with. At first I was concerned about the introduction of Omni movement being half-baked, but I was happily proven wrong. I honestly don't know if we can ever go back from this now. A huge leap forward for movement in Call of Duty, without introducing a barrier for entry like there are with some more advanced movement techniques. It can feel a little clunky at some points, but that might just be muscle memory adjusting to the new system. The mantling wasn't memory though, that was way too slow. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you can go mirror's edge around the map, but can't climb a ledge properly. Gunplay has also been a little hit and miss. As I said before, the TTK felt way too fast at times, but I'm really hoping that was a connection issue. As the info that we've been shown, the TTK is one of the slowest across modern titles, and as a result of the TTK feeling the way it does, ARs are completely pointless. SMGs would shred across map. Along with that, snipers were slow and scopes weren't centered, so sniping was made a lot harder than it needed to be. This really did give me original Black Ops vibes, where they deliberately nerfed the snipers into the ground to appease a small group of people in the community. Treyarch usually make the snipers really strong in the betas and then pull them back for the full game, so hopefully we get the opposite way around this time. That or it's about to be a really bad year for snipers. One thing I did quite like the idea of is the new specialist perk system, where depending on what perk combinations you've gone with, you get different benefits in game. This really does expand the potential to explore and adopt more unique playstyles, and I think that's always worth encouraging. One thing I really can't encourage though is the lack of improvement to footsteps. Unfortunately, footsteps continue to be an issue for Call of Duty titles. Either it sounds like elephants stampeding or nothing at all with very little in between. I can't say I'm surprised at this though, as every Call of Duty in recent years has shared this issue in one way or another. In preparation for making this video, I went back and watched my video from before MW3 launched to compare notes with this beta, and one takeaway I had was that I was really mad at spawns, and I'm relieved to say I'm not mad this time. Oh, you thought that meant the spawns were fixed? Not a chance. The spawns went far beyond making me mad this time. I found myself laughing in disbelief at the pathetic excuse for the spawn systems. This needs to be fixed for the full release or we're in for a really rough year. Having said that about spawns, the map design is excellent, with every map encouraging players to move around, making for constant engagements. I found them to be visually appealing too. Not that it's that important in COD. I mostly care about how they're laid out, and Treyarch did a really good job with this element of the game. I did read rumours on X that Treyarch had stolen some map layouts from Sledgehammer, and honestly I could definitely believe that, as Sledgehammer is by far the best studio for map design in modern Call of Duties. I'm not against this though. If they needed the help, I would rather them do that than just push out some unfinished garbage. I think it's also worth pointing out that there's been some adjustments to aim assists. I heard that they reduced the strength of aim assist or removed it entirely for close range engagements. As a K-Ban player, I more than welcome this. To be honest, I've not heard much in the way of complaints from other creators that use controllers though, so it seems to be a good move from Treyarch, at least on the surface. Aim assist types have also been removed according to a dev to apparently put everyone on a level playing field, as if not everyone had access to the settings previously. Not sure about that one, but we'll see how that goes. The menu music was cool too, until I turned it off. Moving on to connection next, and this is something that really worried me throughout both weekends. With seemingly constant packet bursts from everyone I spoke with about the game, matchmaking took an age, and occasionally if you joined somebody's session, it would connect you with a completely different friend's party. This was strange, but I didn't have the same issue on the second weekend, so I'm hoping that's been fixed. I was also noticing that a few times I'd get rubber banding issues. Dying around corners was most common, but it would often present itself by making the TTK feel extremely fast, especially at long distance, and as a result of this, SMGs felt a lot stronger than the data was showing them to be. In conclusion, I do feel like there's a lot to iron out, but I really enjoyed playing the beta when I wasn't getting connection issues. If you like the idea of Cold War but with fast, fluid movement, then I think you'll enjoy this game. The only caveat I'd say is if you're playing on a lower end system, I'd consider waiting for the game to release to see what kind of FPS others are getting to help you get an idea of what to expect. I'll certainly be grinding the game to get videos uploaded consistently, so subscribe for loadout videos that are straight to the point without filler.